You ready?
So Comicon 2013 just ended and it was amazing. I went all 4 days plus preview night, and this is my 6th year attending Comicon, so I'm just gonna kind of do a little recap of the whole thing. Preview night. Preview night's always awesome. I suggest everyone pay for preview night, which is dumb. It used to be when you bought a 4-day pass, you automatically got preview night. Now you have to pay for it. But still, I really suggest that you do it. So even though you have to pay for it now, I highly suggest going to preview night for a few reasons. Number one, for people who dress in costume every day like me, preview night is your day to see the whole floor. And I just run around, I see all the booths I want to see, I mean get the layout down. It's so I can see everything and get all my crap so I don't have to carry it when I'm wearing a costume. Preview night is also the night that you run around and you get first chance to get any of the Comicon exclusives. Another good thing about preview night is you get to pick up your badge early. So you have it early, you don't have to stand in line Thursday morning with the thousands of other people picking up your badge. So that was preview night. It was really fun. I got my Winchester bag, which yes, I got my Winchester bag. I also got a Revolution bag and the Batman bag. I traded for my Supernatural bag, but I got all the bags I wanted, which is good. I got all my free swag. I got my TV Guide magazines with my exclusive covers. Preview night is the night that you do all that stuff that you're not gonna have time for when you're in costume or busy going to panels the other days. Thursday. What did I wear Thursday? Thursday was Princess Bride. So Thursday was the day we stood in line and we got the exclusive Comicon t-shirts. Kevin got the one that just said Comicon and the Superman one. And then I got the exclusive Sandman one for my friend who really wanted it but didn't have tickets until Sunday, and she knew they were going to be gone, so I got her one of those. Thursday we ran around. Did we see any panels Thursday? We did. We went to Sight, and it was awesome because I was dressed as Buttercup and Kevin was dressed as Dread Pirate Roberts. Wesley, whatever. He was Dread Pirate Roberts because he had the hood and the mask and the sword. So we were dressed like that, and Carrie was actually guest hosting the panel, which was so cool. And I tried to get Kevin to go ask a question and show off our costumes, but the line was already in the back of Ballroom 20, so we're like, no way that's happening. Friday, I dressed as an airbender, and Kevin went as Captain Hammer. That day was a lot of floor walking, exploring the floor. I stood in line for 6 hours in the morning waiting to get into Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. Didn't even get close. But I will talk about that later in my rant section. So after we decided there was no possible way to getting into Hall H by where we were in the line, we just went inside the floor and got more swag and just kind of walked around. I saw some really great costumes that day. A lot of other avatars and Aangs and grown-up Aangs too. And one person knew who I was, and everybody calls me Aang. And I'm like, do I look like a 12-year-old bald kid to you? No! No! One person recognized me as Yang Chen, and I was like, thank you. Thank you, Avatar fan. Thank you. I also saw the best Queen Amidala that day. It was this little girl. She was probably like 10, 7, really small. Her costume was incredible. It looked all handmade. Her mom was with her. I think she did it. She did her hair, like she actually gelled her hair up into that fan, and the back was in braids and a ponytail. It was incredible. And the little orbs on the side of that red dress, they actually lit up for this 7-year-old little girl. Incredible. Props to you, amazing mother. Saturday is the biggest day at Comicon. It's where the most attendees go and where we wear our biggest costumes. So of course, I wore my Harley, Kevin wore his Red Hood, Kevin's brother Mark was in town and he was Scarecrow, and then Armida was Catwoman. So needless to say, we were a very popular group and pretty much the whole day we were just stopping and posing for pictures. I actually got stopped outside the gas lamp by the Union Tribune and got a few pictures for that. Yes! Publicity! Some other small interviews like with DC Nation. Didn't get stopped by G4 this year. Thank God. I've had really bad experiences waiting in line for an interview with G4, and I don't care if they have the biggest coverage of Comic-Con. It's not worth it to wait in line to get interviewed by them. Personally, bad experiences. And the end of Saturday, we went to the Masquerade, which was wonderful as always, but it's almost 40 people competing in the Masquerade, which means waiting in Volume 20 for like 2 hours to get through the whole Masquerade. Sunday is pretty much the easygoing day. I try to wear no costume or a really easy costume. I dress up as Ness, which is pretty much jean shorts and a t-shirt and a hat. My friend Armina went as April O'Neil, which was really awesome. She did a really good last minute costume. I think she made the whole thing in 2 or 3 days. Incredible. I also went and saw the Neil Gaiman panel on Sunday, which was incredible. I went with my friend Andia, who is a much bigger fan than me. She's read all the Sandmans. I've probably read 1 through 5. But I know the main story, and I've read a few, like the Graveyard Book. But Neil Gaiman panel was really, really cool. He's such a storyteller. I just love listening to his voice. Amazing. So that was a quick recap about every day. I'm gonna kind of go into little tidbits that were awesome or that was really annoying. Things that were awesome about Comic-Con this year. All the people who showed up. Side panel, always hilarious, always funny. For the first time this year, we actually got in and saw Bob's Burgers and the Archer panel. They were probably some of the best panels I've ever seen. I love looking at costumes. The little girl dressed as Queen Amidala is probably one of the best costumes I saw this whole time at Comic-Con. Another thing I really liked was, especially Saturday, I noticed that most women was getting all the photos taken of our Batman group. A lot of the photographers handed out business cards and said, "This is where you can find my pictures." I've never had anyone ever hand me a business card before that day, and I got like 7 of them. Thank you! Okay. Things that sucked about Comic-Con this year. Lines. People, what are you thinking? It used to be you would line up, like the people who lined up the night before or at midnight were the people who were obsessive about the shows and they needed the front row along with the press. And now, pretty much if you don't line up at midnight, you're not getting in. So having to do that for every single panel is ridiculous. And I'm talking about Hall H, primarily, yeah, Hall H. I will admit, I did get into Volume 20. I got in for Psych. I got in line as soon as I got there at 8:30. And I did get in. I was in the 4th row from the back. That's how close I cut it getting in line at 8 a.m. for a panel that was at noon, 1 o'clock. I sat through 4 other panels before that to see Psych. Pretty ridiculous, okay? The other thing is security. I actually have a lot of examples of where security was way too harsh and just try to like grab my arm or really rudely ask me for my badge. But I'll just go over one of the times which I thought was excessively ridiculous. Was when I walked in the door and I was Harley and I had my hammer, which was weapon checked. That's another thing, they look for that blue wristband that says weapon checked. And I pinned my badge to the underside of my collar, so it's hidden. And I got checked in the door by the one dude. I was like, "Here's my badge and here's my weapon check," and he let me in. The dude from the other side of the door ran over to me, grabbed my arm, was like, "Where's your badge? Where's your weapon check?" And I was like, he literally just checked my badge walking in the door. Is it seriously that troublesome of a thing for you to check every single person's badge from across the door? That wasn't even your side of the door. Security just needs to calm down. That was about it. Those were the only bad things about Comic-Con. The people are always amazing. I meet the friendliest people there, and just the worst security, I guess. The nosiest, pushiest security guards ever. Okay, so I think that's it. I'm gonna have to go out and I'm gonna unpack all my crap and get my costumes washed and hung back up. So gotta get cleaning. But that was my little recap of Comicon 2013. Is this video over? Okay. Bye. Peace out. So it is Pretty Bird. I know you're Pretty Bird. Shush. Bird, are you just gonna yell every time I talk, except when I'm talking to you? If I'm talking to them, you just scream. But when I talk to you, you don't say nothing. You just kind of sit there and know that I'm talking to you. My hair looks insane. I know, it's because it was braided for Harley. I just did it in like 4 little cornrow things and pinned them up to my head so it was flat. So this is what I'm ended up with after this. Where are you going? Oh, the garbage man is outside. You hear? Did he scare you? You little clowns up. You ain't going outside. Oh, good boy. There's lots of pictures of. Ah! What are you doing? What are you doing? What scared you? Get back here. You cray, bird. You cray. Attention whore. What are you doing? Oh, thank you.